He snaps it back to Malcolm Perry, the senior from Clarksville, Tennessee. Get it going from the 25-yard line. It'll fake to the right, come to the left, and got a couple of good blocks. Get across the 30, but lost the football. It was not whistled down. It looked like he was down, and now they're going to come back in. It was late on the whistle, but his knee was down. The ball was at the 30. It's spotted at the 31, second and 4. And Perry's going to keep it, and that's what he does so well. It's the sleight of hand. It's the quickness of feet.
Both of them. Just so elusive, and he's only about 185 pounds.
From the 41, those two slot backs and the fullback, and it's really a lot of Perry. That runner takes it for 8, maybe 9 yards close to midfield.
Get the ball in Malcolm Perry's hands a little more often, so go ahead and block it for the quarterback run.
It's the first time it is a give, and it is Jamel Carruthers up the middle with a good game to Notre Dame. There's Clark Lee, who, as Catherine was mentioning to Brian Kelly, part of that sleepless coaching staff. So many hours trying to figure out how to stop
field.
Such a neat game for him. Second opportunity to play against the school that he started at Navy. Miles Fells comes to the left, and they get, quote, behind the
defense now. If you crease it offensively, you're gone.
See, Notre Dame has their second team defensive line in. Back to pass for the first time is Perry, but he likes to run on these called passes. He does there and is able to get himself to the third. Right, especially that Army-Navy week, but not the other games. He loves what his son has done. He's become the third leading rusher in the history of the Naval Academy. Here trying to pick up 3rd and 5. He's keeping it, and that one was snuffed out. Only going to gain a yard or two. Osmar, and how often they get it? Needing to get to the 24. 4th and 3. Perry will keep, slithers through the traffic, and the spot will determine how to get right to
where he just trails the back after the fake.
From that high sky cam, looked like he came down with the point of the ball right at the 24. Looks like a good call. Maybe keeps the drive going, and a fumble here is recovered by Bilal, caused by Colin Kareem.
Poole, Tommy Tremble, and Cole Kmet, they don't have the type of athletes that look like you can match up with them guys.
Notre Dame's big men, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver. The keeper for Perry, who runs it for 4 yards here on first down. So the problem is their margin for error is small.
So small.
Because you get in a hole here, it's very hard to dig out. They've played from the lead most of this season. Keeper here, Perry, 2 guys there to get him, and he slithers away. And Jalen Elliott barely get him, or else he's off. There he is from the 38 with a give that time to the 42-yard line with the fullback here at the varsity. It's been pretty good, as you can see. To the middle this time to the 45-yard line. Ken Niamontalolo has his hands on the wheel. The head coach send along the adjustment here that gets signaled in. And Perry will keep it and get the first down. It's past the 48-yard line. Chris Brohl's speed always caught you when you watched him in person. 1st and 10 for the Navy at their own 48. Very quick pitch that time, and Carruthers, that's usually not where he does his damage on the outside.
Hands plays off the block of the center and just reaches out. Reaches out, slaps it out of the hand. Again, under routes that they're switching off and ends up a linebacker. But the ability to make these plays is where he has separated himself. Those fade routes, down the sidelines, long passes, and down on the goal line.
And Notre Dame's defensive line really playing on 3 drives here today.
Guys, Chase Claypool has injected himself into the first-round wide receiver conversation for the NFL draft. Always been a first-round athlete, but now he's playing like legit receiver nuances. That's really impressive.
Great drop by Perry, and he is sacked. He was Franklin, sophomore from Ridgely, Maryland, now in the lineup for the Irish. And on the inside, Myron Tagovailoa Amosa with a big play.
I mean, you know, there's just a lot of defenders coming free, and he's outmanned.
Spin and turn and flip it to Taj Malloy getting to the edge. And a good game there by Malloy. The score here.
Something in the way he went to the ground because he wasn't hit.
From the 35, Perry on the give inside. Just about 2 yards for Started to say Navy not used to being down. They have led 92% of the season. Only trailed for 39 minutes in building this 7-1 record. Perry keeps inside. Slithers away from Kyle Hamilton. Third and 5, and Perry keeps. He'll get 4 yards. Howard crossed the 3rd, the freshman from Paramus. See if they can keep a drive going. Navy has picked up 7 first downs, but a couple of turnovers have changed the texture of this game early. Perry stringing it out. Hamilton got it. Kyle Hamilton. The break.
And shutting down the Navy offense.
It's such a tough week, as Brian Kelly told us, and Clark Lee, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, told us. Perry pressured, gets away from one. Paul Moala almost had him. Drew White comes across the field, and Perry turns. What would have been a sack for a...
I mean, this should have been a 15-yard loss.
Instead, Malcolm Perry gains 3. Lost the ball again, and Drew White has start to finish day. From early in the morning all the way through, and the football players have football worked in around it. Meeting time, back to classes, then a very efficient practice. That pass knocked down and rejected to 30. Showing the hops there from Lathrop Village in Metro Detroit, Michigan. There's a pass completed. First one for Navy. And that's a Michael Cooper, who's the top receiver. Sophomore from San Antonio, Texas. We show the blitz on that hard count, so Malcolm Perry on to plan B. Irish backed out of the blitz from the 32. It is complete for 7 yards. And especially that Air Force game, trying to get the field goal to win the game. They're moving it down the field on the run. Ended up kicking the field goal and then scored a touchdown on defense on the final play of the game to win. Jamel Carruthers nowhere to go.
In, over 4,000 in less than 20 minutes?
In King Hall there. There's Perry on the run, and Perry escapes. Chased by Troy Pride, who finally gets to him at the 16-yard line, but 16, not on the other side of the 20, so we'll make that gain officially 46 yards, so final 55 seconds, and it'll be just a gain of a yard here for Perry. Perry's instructions.
Out of timeouts.
Final half minute. Perry tucks it, keeps it. Kurt Heinisch, who you'll see from both head coaches.
And talking to Clark Lee today before the game, he sounded excited about the enthusiasm of this defense.
Perry's going to keep and run here. Alohi Gilman will tackle him after a gain of 11. They fight every day. And now they get to share the field again as opponents. Continue that football fight. Jamel Carruthers, the gain to the 40.
Those lessons learned from there and made him mature in a hurry.
Fort Higgins called for that false start. The center. They get the penalty yardage back with Keone. The brigade of midshipmen have for the senior from Norcross, Georgia. This is 3rd and 8. Malcolm Perry pitching. And on the edge, it's Taj Malloy and Drew White.
The Claypool was, or actually, maybe it was the Lindsey one. Just
yes, it was
phenomenal.
26 touchdowns. Brady Quinn is the 2 top touchdown pass season records, but making a move on that. Here's Michael Cooper with a catch for a gain of 50.
They don't drop back and just throw the ball. Cooper has the ability to, he's a route runner, catches the ball well, and blocks like no other.
Deep drop, Malcolm Perry looking again. Flushed. Koromoa got blocked nicely by Malloy. Right up in the air. Cooper couldn't bring it in. Asked Cooper when we met with him in Annapolis this week about, would you rather have one of these 27-yard average catches or a good block? There's a big hit there with Perry and Kyle Hamilton. Perry gains it to the
disadvantage. A huge part of football is your mental game, and if you go into any situation thinking you're at a disadvantage, then you're already losing, Mike.
See him in there battling, trying to keep Howard across the 3rd out of the backfield as Perry floats it. Pass is incomplete without that. All right, Liam, the game in Iowa City. New quarterback in, Perry Olson for Navy, who is bent back there with no gain.
Malcolm Perry by any stretch.
You see Olson replacing Perry, who did go over 100 yards yet again, although it didn't feel like it the way the game was so one-sided as Nelson Smith carried. They are tied with SMU And Memphis also has one loss in their half of the American Conference, the American West. And with some help and a couple of wins, they can play in the championship game of their conference. So Navy Athletic Conference championship game before playing the annual game against Army. Run up inside for Jamel Carruthers.
So if all of that happened,
21-20 at the moment for Memphis. Navy needing Memphis to lose once here along the way, and then winning those last two games against SMU and Houston, as Olsen carries near mid.
Playing for your bowl placement and your rankings, but the national championship, once it's out of the picture, what are you playing for? The big question mark. And for Navy, they still play for a conference title.
And the American has been a very good league this year. There is the run by Olsen. Will take it for the first down to the 43-yard
from him.
Right.
And it's just the mentality is a team mentality of everybody doing their job and helping each other out, and he was okay with it.
Perry Olsen has only thrown 3 times all year. There's his 4th, and it's a touchdown for Michael Cooper. They were trying to stay in the playoff mix, but obviously a lot of folks were thinking Tua is going to become a top NFL pick, and this injury might change that. Here's a deep ball that is dropped. Almost a touchdown.
And a decision where he might have to just come back to college football. I don't know how the Sun plays out when all said and done.
Oh my God! Intercepted out of the air by Paul Malala, the local star. Took the.
It shows you there's a higher purpose there, and the recognition of it. They could be in the middle of a rep, and they would stop what they're doing.
And that's exactly what happened. The practice has the offense on one field, the defense on the other, as Isaac Rios takes that ball for a game.
He had a chance to talk to them. I mean, they're different kind of kids. They're on one knee. Eyes are on you, at attention, listening to every word you say. And it just shows you're in charge of those, and you're at the top of the chain. So you keep your guys in line, encourage them, give them a little bit of a benefit for staying in line, and they'll take care of their own business.
Jackson, you saw him on the sideline. Komet, the Notre Dame tight end, he was telling us about those. He's a yard short of the first down, so it'll be a keeper by Olsen to get the first down and keep this drive going for Navy.
Cole might be a little faster, a little more athletic, but I'm grittier.
That's exactly what he said. You see Cole, the Notre Dame tight end, with the jacket on there. Perry Olsen to throw, going to put one up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Houston Griffith. His grandfather, Ray, played football at Tulane. His uncles also have played some college football.
To penetrate, get into the backfield, and disrupt.
To DJ Brown, number 12, a safety from Annapolis, Maryland, sophomore playing for Notre Dame. Moala chasing Olsen around the edge. As Bo Bauer is joining Drew White after he had to leave the field with the athletic training staff. Just had the wind knocked out of him in the first quarter. 4th and 3. Navy will go for it. And pitching it with Miles Fells, who will get the first down. As Tariq average in terms of running the ball. Irish are going to see the 4th best yards per game average team next week in BC. Olsen rolls and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Really put Notre Dame in the aggressive position early on and had Navy on their heels, which you don't see very often early on in the game.
Great point pitch there. C.J. Williams, he'll get the first down at around the 40
on their heels, so he felt very confident. You never know. As a coach, you never know.
And Chip Long on the opposite side of that has seen his offense put up 90 points in the last 2 games, so he too feeling good about the way they were able to handle the pressure package coming. First down, different to deal with when you don't handle triple option on a regular basis. And obviously seeing it from Army, Air Force, Navy, Georgia Tech was running it with Paul Johnson, adjusting to that. And now they're off to the Niamatololo in this triple option. It's year-round study. It's a collective deal. He's got a plan for it all the time. Ruos on the edge, a big run to the 11-yard line.
By a couple of feet or late getting somewhere for an assignment, that's what Navy takes advantage of.
Ruos for a yard.
Going back to what we were talking about now.
College off this week.
which Brian Kelly absolutely loves. Another team getting 2 weeks to prepare for him.
7 different times this year the Irish opponent has been off before the Notre Dame. Irish have already lost Jack Lamb, dime linebacker, sophomore. He's out for the season with a muscle tear in his hip area. Injured over the last couple of weeks. Ruos fighting. These are the drives that we got used to seeing Navy in the years they have played close games against the Irish. Ruos looks like he has stopped. One of the head linesmen coming for the
Education down there.
Nah, I'm paying attention just like you guys are.
Get one touchdown he cleaned us up on. From the 2, it's Olsen. Into the end zone, and Perry Olsen scores a touchdown. Grab those balls. That's what we see on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays.
Exactly right. It's, you know, you're going to get covered. There's Jalen Ramsey's and great corners in football, but it's can you make those catches when you are covered? And he can do that. We know he's a little still raw.
Second half, this is very, very similar to last year's game in San Diego that the Irish won 44-22, but it wasn't that close. Here's a little pitch with a pass option for Chance Warren. Moala chases him. Warren puts it up.
We saw him breaking tackles after the catch, refusing to be tackled, trying to get to the end zone every time he touched the ball. And then in recent weeks, those 50-50 type balls where it's challenged, no doubt about going up and getting it over defenders.
Both schools honor the other institution as the players will go down for both alma maters, much like the Army